Yeah. What is up, everybody? Hope you're doing all right. GM. It is Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. And I'll tell you what, I'm super excited. And I'm going to get into the trade. If you guys are in the Web3 breakfast group, you know that I got myself into a high leverage long accidentally. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. But I hope that you guys are having a wonderful morning. Obviously, we've got some news in the political realm. I'm going to try to stay off of that as much as possible today. I think people are probably sick of it. It's done, right? The decision's been made. Trumpski won. Boom, baby. It's time to take our country back. Time to just move forward. And so somebody had posted something. I don't remember who it was, but it was to the tune of, listen, now it's time for everybody to just come together and say, que sera, sera, right? Whatever happened, happened. Let's move forward. The country unanimously decided, not unanimously, but overwhelmingly decided that we wanted something different than what we've had for the last couple of years. And so, boom, here we are. But now the shift of focus is all on crypto. We fucking ripped last night, hit a new all-time high, which is amazing. We should probably see an absolute turbocharge to the market in the next 30 minutes. We got the traditional markets opening up. Definitely excited to see what happens there. But I want to talk about this trade that I've got myself into, which is absolutely wild. So last night, as you guys know, I've been looking for that low entry. It didn't quite happen. I got myself into a little bit of a short, and then things kind of went a little bit awkward on it, and I ended up taking like an L of like $150 or whatever. And it was kind of annoying. I was really annoyed about that. And then I was watching the charts, and then, you guys know my routine where, I'll go to sleep for an hour and then go back to the charts, whatever. So I was doing that. And I thought to myself, you know what, just in case, let's put in, and I was doing moon math too. So I slid it up to 50x leverage, which I usually keep my longs on 25 and my 20 to 25 and my shorts on 10 to 15. But so I slid it up to 50 just to do something. I put it in order so I could do some moon math to catch something. And then obviously I just stepped away from it. I just completely walked away from my computer, ended up going to bed, forgetting all about the trade that I had in. And so at the end of the day, I woke up this morning at about 3:30. It was about 3:30 or 4 o'clock, whenever it was. That was my rising time. And I opened up my Femex account, and I saw my P&L like on a trade. I was like, what? That's weird. I didn't remember putting in an order last night. And sure enough, baby, that 50x long, Bitcoin did a nice little dipski, scooped me up at, where did we get in? 73 something. So we got in pretty close towards the bottom, not the exact bottom, but pretty close. And I'll tell you what, baby, if this thing rides up to 80K today, Daddy's going to buy some new shoes for Dubai, and some new shoes for the fam for Dubai. And we'll probably do like a crazy giveaway, because like it would be insane how things go on the P&L. Plus, it'd be amazing for the trading account. But I will do some kind of crazy giveaway on Friday if we can get this thing. It's just a matter of staying in it, guys. You know that I'm raw dogging it too. That's one of the biggest challenges that I have with leverage trading, is that you gotta let the market breathe, man. I can't tell you, if I'd have put in a 5% stop loss on this particular trade, I'd have gotten smoked out, shortly after it happened. And if that didn't happen, it would have happened. Was this, what am I on, like an hourly candle, like an hour later or whatever. So because I let it breathe, baby, because I let it breathe, we're going to let it run. Now, I did set a stop loss in the profit for like $700 if we do happen to take a little trip down. If things go the opposite direction at 9:30, I'm still protected. I'll walk away with 700. And then what I will do is just wait, because it's not too far off from where I got in. Just wait for the dust to settle. We'll get right back in and launch and load, or load and launch. So anyway, that was a long little intro. Guys, GM, thank you so much for being here. If you are watching on YouTube, smash the like button. If you're watching on X, hit the heart. You know the drill. And if you're in the space, guys, go down to the bottom right. Hit the multiplier. If you want to talk, come on up. Let's chat about crypto. Let's chat. Web3 gaming is usually what Wednesdays are all about. But honestly, like at this particular moment, I don't give a fuck about games. I don't give a fuck about gaming. So that's just me. If you guys got something that you want to talk about as gaming, absolutely, you're more than welcome to, because that's the theme of the day. But I'm just letting you know where my head's at. But GM.
What's going on? What's going on? Got some sleep last night. Freaking this cold has been kicking my ass, but I feel fucking great. I literally came home and fucking hit the couch, and that was it.
Dude,
Just
sometimes you
hugged the wife,
need
hugged the
that. You
kid,
need
and
that.
hit the couch.
The body will just crash out and be like, all right, time to get some sleep. That happens.
Yeah, man. Woke up today, felt good.
I was wondering what happened to you. I was looking for you on OTG all night, man.
Right, dude, I was toast, man. I had like another streamer wanted to do like a collab last night. I was like, no, bro, I'm going to bed right the fuck now. It was just like, I needed it, honestly. It's been bad.
So before yesterday afternoon, full transparency and disclosure, yesterday afternoon when I was prepping for the show, because obviously we were going to do Web3 Gaming Wednesday as we normally do, I was pulling some articles, right? And so the two things that I was originally going to talk about today was, because we didn't talk about it last week, because I think it happened after, was one, we've got the SEC, Gary Gensler, which your days are numbered, pal. The SEC coming after IMX. They served them a Wells notice, right? So that's something I wanted to chat about with you guys. And then also, you talk about OTG. I read an article that a lot of people are saying like OTG is going to die. That is not going to go anywhere if they can't get rid of this cheater thing, that there's like some cheating problem. And if they don't get rid of that, the game's going to fucking be toast. So what do you guys think about those two articles? Obviously, we'll get through the chop shop, but those are two things that I pulled up to chat gaming today. Now, again, Bitcoin all-time high, new all-time high last night. Potentially we can get a new one today.
So I was actually in the space last week. It was I don't know if you know Sam. Sam and Doug Hype usually have like a space on Wednesdays for gaming, and the founder of the OTG was there. And they had implemented a new patch to fix the cheating issue. And it's an ongoing thing. Like, cheating is never going to be perfectly fixed. It's going to be, they said it's like 80% effective. But the thing is, what's going to happen over time is it's 80% effective now. And then as the bots like figure out, how they did it, it's going to get worse and worse. And they're going to have to implement a new solution. It's an ongoing battle. Like, Web2 games still have cheaters. It's just, part of the game. Unfortunately, it's more like prevalent with Web3 gaming because it's monetized, right? So now like cheaters are way more incentivized to cheat because it's a direct, monetization in the game. Aside from like just selling the hacks and making money from the sale of people buying the hack to play the game. But I think I've been playing. I have not noticed any hackers at all, and like I must have played over 100 games and I've had 0 hackers. So it definitely is a lot better playing the game most recently. But again, this is going to be an ongoing battle.
Yeah, I think you hit that one out of the park. Anytime there's a monetization and gaming involved, there's going to be somebody cheating, and whether that's cheating to sell something to somebody else so they can have these fake stats that they want to pop up, that's all silly to me. But there's definitely going to be cheating. It's in every single game that I've ever played. There's been some way to cheat. So, I mean, it's kind of just part of the ecosystem, I think.
Do you think that's going to be something that, I mean, obviously there's bad actors in just about every realm you could imagine, but is that something potentially that could plague Web3 gaming from the standpoint of maybe, a smaller studio will never be able to accomplish, the bigger studios maybe would be able to do that? Go ahead, KT. What's up, brother?
Hey, yeah, no, got the new job we talked about last time I was on, so I've been busy as hell.
Oh yeah.
But it's gaming. But yeah, I do think that you guys are spot on, that the gaming, it's going to be tough. I don't think it's going to impact the little guys though. I think that what's going to happen is they're just the bigger studios are just going to throw more money at anti-cheat, anti-bot, anti-whatever it is, to try to circumvent it. I mean, since computers were invented, there's been some bored kid somewhere who's like, let me see how I can get into this thing. So I don't think it's going to deter many people who have cool ideas. I just think that there's going to be a lot more people that are going to get hired to white hat hack the games and make a ton of money providing security services for these studios.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was watching something and they were talking about how it was in that space. There's another game founder, and he was talking about how, you know, they had this really successful game, and as the game grew, the core team stayed the same, like the size wise, but the security team that was in charge of, like, you know, cheating and hacking, that continued to grow and grow and grow. So it just kind of shows you, like, you know, that's just, it's an ongoing battle. It's always going to happen. It's never going to go away. It's just more, again, like, it's more amplified with when it comes to monetization and incentives.
I think you're really going to run into a problem when you have AI actually start playing the games instead of the people. Like, then it'll be harder to differentiate because they'll get so good at predicting what humans are going to do. You know what I mean? And then how do you tell? You know, I don't know. Maybe there's a way, but
100%. I actually, you know what? God damn, that space is really, you're tying into everything from that space. They also mentioned AI, and if they're going to be able to look at things that it's something that just humans can't do, movements that humans don't typically do. So it's just going to take time to train it. And yeah, definitely AI. When AI sees, like, okay, you know, this human cannot possibly move this fast to shoot somebody and get 3 headshots, you know, from across the map. Like, it's obviously impossible. So AI will pick up on that. But eventually, you're just going to have AI bots versus AI bots. You know, the hackers are going to be using AI too.
So I think one way that can really combat this, and I know it's not the most popular method, but, you know, any of these crypto-enabled Web3 games, throw KYC at it if you want to get your money out and do something with it. That'll prevent a lot of people from, a lot of the bad actors, the bots, because you really can't KYC a program, last I checked.
Yeah, that's actually when I was playing big time, they actually started doing that. They initially didn't have KYC, and then they added a KYC because they had a lot of Chinese farmers coming in and farming the big time token, just using the rental market to just buy a bunch of assets and get the big time token. So they added a KYC, and then they also added like a 10-day holding period to be able to withdraw any of your assets.
Absolutely, yeah. That I mean, that prevents a lot of the bad actors from actually getting anywhere because you got to show your face.
I thought it was funny you brought up Chinese farmers, because not only are they farming big time, they're farming the United States, buying up that land.
Like real life or in like metaverse?
Yeah, like real life.
Real life.
No,
Yeah,
real talk.
I know.
Real life. The Chinese own like one of the largest pork producing plants in the United States.
Say that one. You kind of cut out at what point of it? What did you say?
Oh, I just said that the Chinese, as far as I know, at one point, or maybe they still do, own the largest pork processing plant in the United States.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's one of those Chinese, I don't know how you say it, but like foreign, I don't know, whatever. They basically set up a corporation so that they buy this land, and then they, you know, basically they own our food supply to an extent, or parts of it anyway.
The pork industry, at least, probably.
Some of it, yeah. I mean, you know, probably not all of it, but I'm sure they own a percentage of the market share.
So keeping on theme with you know, Trump's victory, I posted.
Sorry about that.
I posted a video. No, don't apologize. I was just reminding me of something. I posted a video on the breakfast table there. I actually predicted the outcome of the election with this video. The end of the video predicts the who wins and who loses.
Nice. We're going to credit. Now, listen, I think there's we got to give some credit where credit is due. There's a lot of people who helped seal the dub. I think our Canadian brothers up there, you guys did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. So, Mike, you know, hats off to you for predicting this win. The poly market thing last night was absolutely insane. Did you guys see how the results on that were just like, it was very fast how that went from like the 60-30 split, whatever it was, to I think like by 11 o'clock, it was like 93%. Like, it was insane how that had gone. But why I, you know, said again to the Canadian brothers, did you guys see Soul Jakey? I don't know how legitimate some of that stuff is, where some media outlets reaching out to him, where he was posting his Canadian passport, saying that he went to California to vote, showed the ballot, all that stuff. So like, I don't know, people thought it was very serious. So he got some pretty good attention. I think maybe even TMZ, if I'm not mistaken, unless that was not real. I saw him post something, but I didn't explore it much further. But shout out to the Canadian guys, because he's Canadian. He's from Canada. Eh?
I wonder if he has like a dual passport and it was kind of just like an attention grab.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, because isn't it like a federal crime to like vote illegally? Like if you're caught, like it's one thing to do it, and it's another thing to post it.
It's interesting.
Right?
So
Like
what
that's the
happens?
thing. I mean, maybe it's one thing to like if I waited in line and I got all the way to the point and they like hand me a ballot, and then like I take a picture and I just like do it for the for the gram, right? And then it's another thing if I actually submitted it and then was like stupid enough to admit to like a huge crime that is like being widely scrutinized right now.
It's like caught in 4K.
Do you guys get your ballot before you have to show your IDs and stuff?
I have no idea. Like I've never voted in an American election. So no, we would get it like up there. That's what I mean.
In your election.
No, we get it like at the polling station.
Right.
When we show our ID and our proof of citizenship.
Yeah, we basically go to.
But that's like so weird, because we were talking. I was talking. Maybe it was on the afternoon show yesterday with Crypto Keeper, and Oregon does not have in-place polling. You literally can only mail in your ballot. That seems very strange to me.
Yeah, it just seems backwards, right? Like I do get it from the standpoint of like, let's just make everything easier, but it's also like, man, like this is like it's an election. It should just be like for the people who live in your country, and it should be like it should probably be the most scrutinized thing in the entire justice system, no matter what country you're in.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it should be standardized. Every state should follow the exact same rules as every other state.
Right, because people in America like
It's the
move
opposite
constantly.
of
It's like
what the
harder in
states is
Canada.
founded on.
Go for it.
Like the whole thing is that states' rights is very important to Americans, unless I'm mistaken here. But that's why it's not uniform, because they give a lot of power to the states, which is how the U.S. was built on purpose, right? Versus up here in Canada with our parliamentary system, So although I don't disagree that it would make things a lot easier, it's antithetical to their whole existence to make it a federal mandate on how elections work. People would fucking riot in the streets.
Right, because what's good
Shout out to our Canadians. We have a pretty awesome representation of Canadians in this space, by the way. I just love it.
I know.
Yeah, as a fellow Canadian, I also want to add that our elections are completely rigged. They give out pencils for us to vote in, although we have a voter ID card, and we have to provide ID as well, and we have to show up to the proper polling station. So if you live in a certain jurisdiction, you actually have to go to a certain poll in order to vote. But we don't actually vote for our prime minister. We vote for our local MP or whatever, and those tallies are voted for each side. So we don't ever get to vote for the leader, which is completely fucked up in my opinion. And the whole pencil thing is fucked up too. They literally give you pencils to vote with, which is so fucked up. And I complain about it every single time. I bring my own pen. But people vote in pencil, which is totally fucked. I don't get that.
That's funny, man. That's so that they can erase it and change it if they need to.
That's exactly it. Like that's the only reason why they would hand out pencils, right?
Lose. Like it's like the wildest thing in the world. There's only ever cheating when people lose.
Yeah, there's no electronic votes. It's all hand tallied and in pencil. So
I would say,
why do they hand out pencils? It makes no sense.
I would say that I would agree with you on that, right? Like I think at this stage in the game, like doing something where you would actually use a pencil to circle in a thing, we're a little bit past that. It's time to grow up. So maybe I gave you Canadian guys too much credit. Y'all are a bunch of hanging chads. That was a joke from Florida.
Oh yeah, it definitely gave us too much credit. We don't even vote for our leader. We vote for a local MP, and it's completely rigged. They move people in here like pawns, give them voter registration, but we're screwed
Our
here.
election is years
We'll
away.
never get our government back.
Our election is next year, 2025. But I believe there's going to be an early election. I'm pretty sure they're going to call an early election. Trudeau is just
We're going to go an early election.
she's dying.
Jay, I just gotta say, I just got more hurt from the memory of all that hanging Chad stupidity than all the other crap I've heard in the past 24 hours.
The hanging Chad. You guys
I remember
that?
and it was, I remember all of that crap. My dad was
Broward County,
glued
Florida.
to
No
the
one will ever
television.
forget Broward County, Florida, and the old hanging Chad.
Ugh.
These kids don't even know how good they have it.
I know.
They have no idea. We should just issue garden hoses to every house and say, here, this is your drink for the day.
Drink it. Just try it. You'll love it. It'll provide you
You'll
with.
love it.
Well, you know, now you can't quite do that because of the atrazine, and that's, you know, maybe it's a good thing that the guys aren't drinking out of hoses anymore. Garden hoses.
We'll make some new ones.
Yeah. Well, once we make America healthy, I think at the end of the day, guys, like all the politics and the bullshit aside, I think one thing that we can all agree on at this point moving forward is that the bullshit that is our food industry is prime for a reality check. And I think that, you know, at the end of the day, bipartisan, if we can make ourselves healthy, get off fucking processed shit and seed oils and all the other things that are causing cancers and bullshit inside of our body, that's the most important thing. And I love that people are really looking forward to moving. And, you know, that was a conversation that I was
But isn't
having.
it their God-given right as an American to choose what they want to do?
Yeah, but within reason,
Yeah,
right?
but
Like,
you're
don't
poisoning-
suggest-
suggesting the federal
Poisoning people is fucked up.
should impose health restrictions on Americans, kind of like the COVID vaccine?
No, it's not the
I think I
same.
said
It's not
it's
health
a corporation
restrictions.
level, right?
It's not health
Yeah.
restrictions. It's not health restrictions. Is
They're
what
not,
it is.
They're not saying like you can't eat this or you can't eat that. They're telling the corporations like you can't put the poison into the product before the American has the choice to eat like junk food or not junk food.
Right. Like you guys, like your potato chips.
Or add the proper labels to the junk food, like this may cause, you know, liver damage or brain problems,
you know,
or whatever.
If you eat a whole pack of these every single day, you're going to be a fat motherfucker. You know, there should be labels because of the processed stuff on there.
You think people don't know that?
Just like the Canadian cigarette packs.
So
That-
no, I
that
don't
doesn't
think a
stop
lot
me
of
from
people do,
smoking.
especially the whole seed oil thing. I don't think a vast majority of the people actually know how bad that stuff is for you.
Oh yeah, they have no idea. I can speak to that. My wife doesn't have any idea. Like I have to preach to her, like, hey, you stop buying that. That's literally poison. Like no idea.
Well, most people don't. You know, it's like, you know, we eat a lot of non-GMO stuff, and we're at our house. We're very conscious and conscientious about what we buy because what we're putting into our body, but more importantly, what our daughter eats because, you know, we grew up in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. So like, you know, maybe some irreparable damage is done. I know that I got plastic in my nuts and all that stuff, but what I can do is microplastic, I should say. Sorry. What we can do is only, you know, try to benefit our daughter as much as possible. So, you know, we do that same kind of thing, a lot of organics, a lot of non-GMOs, all that stuff. But like, you know, like when we have our in-laws with us, like, you know, even though they know, like, we're very restrictive on what we eat, like, you know, stuff that comes back, like, maybe like the trash that is processed, and it's just like, no, like that's got to go back. Like we're not eating that kind of stuff. And no matter, and it's very a personal thing. And you know, that's one of the hardest things is that it's not for everybody. Not everybody cares. Not everybody wants to care. But it is important to really start thinking about what you are eating, and you know, especially if you've got a reason to stick around this planet a little bit longer. Now, I do. I got a kid.
Yeah, a lot of people, though, when it comes to eating healthy, it's a lot more expensive to eat healthy. So a lot of people just don't have the option. People are going to buy the cheaper stuff.
No,
because
I can tell you. Hey, I forgot to post pictures of this. I don't mean to cut you off, but this was amazing to me. We were at Target the other day getting something, and let me go into my pictures because I don't remember what the product is right now. But it actually was, for the first time I have ever seen in my life, it was beans, kidney beans. It was $1.29 for a can of dark red Bush's kidney beans. but you could get the Good and Gather organic red kidney beans for $1.19. So organic, 10 cents
Man,
cheaper.
you know what's
Let's
wild
go.
about that, Jay? Though, is like wild.
Yeah,
Yes,
total evidence.
that's actually awesome. Is the fact that like the junk food is so overpriced now that the healthy food, like that's just how shitty it fucking is. That the healthy food is cheaper because it used to be like what Mike said, where it's just like it was always just cheaper to eat like shit because healthy food was more expensive, and now it's like
Well, I don't know.
sucks
Like,
to eat either.
look at this, for example. What is a box of like crap macaroni and cheese cost, right? Yes,
What?
it's up. But what does it cost to make like KD, right? Okay, you guys saw KD in the US.
Yeah.
So imagine a box of like macaroni and cheese, something you would feed your kids, is going to cost you, I don't know, like $1, I don't know, Canadian, like $1.20 or something like that, for example. But then if you look at like, you know, if you're going to make that from scratch, a little healthier with actual noodles, real cheese and stuff like that, it's going to cost you way more. Like a brick of cheese here is like $10, $12.
So one thing I've actually started doing, I got a membership to one of those membership bulk stores. I'm not going to say the name because the jokes are endless. But anyway, I found that I can eat steak and eggs every single day, and I'm talking like a pound steak, halfway decent, for cheaper than going to McDonald's.
Great. That's
One meal at
fantastic.
McDonald's
Is
here
this in
is
the
like,
US?
yeah, it's $4.79 a pound for steak at this one place for a London Royal cut. I know it's not the greatest, but it's still steak. And so I can eat for a day and get like 150 grams of protein for like, I don't know, $10
Yeah. And you don't need to worry about the
versus
cancer
15,
fries either.
$20 for, and I don't get cancer fries. That's right. Even though they're delicious.
But if you're
So-
getting steak, you got to make sure you're getting grass-fed steak, because then you're getting all the antibiotics and all that too, right?
Well, that stuff costs like 15, $20 a pound.
That's what I'm saying. It costs more to eat healthy.
Yeah,
It's
but
actually just
compared
wild
to
that it's like one good thing happens and it's like this is society just on to like let's complain about the next thing. Like the one thing that was great was like, you know, look, Trump won the presidency. This is great for crypto and our industry. And it's like on to the next thing we can whine about.
Guys, market's opening. Market's opening in 2 fucking minutes.
Jeez.
Let's
oh
go.
yeah.
Let's go. I want this
So
thing.
so based on that, here's a question.
Uh-huh.
Do we think that the bump because of all the stuff that he said that he's going to do with what Elon's going to be doing with accountability, replacing Gunzilla, all that other stuff, do you think the market's going to start going crazy in 2 minutes, or once he's put into office and all the stuff actually starts happening?
Oh, the market's gonna fucking rally today, but then we'll
Buy the
come back.
rumors.
You know, we're
Buy the
gonna.
rumor.
No, this is not a buy the rumor, sell the news event at all. No, not at all. This is
Well,
a,
this is the rumor that Trump is going to do something for crypto. So now would be
Oh.
the time to buy.
I see what
And
you're
then
saying.
once he gets into office and his policies come into play, that's the sell the news event.
True, but it might not
And honestly,
be.
it
But it might not.
lines up perfectly with the halving.
But it might not be a sell the news event, though. I get what you're saying. I actually love that this is the buy the rumor. However, this is also the celebration. This is also the kickoff to the fucking bull run. So while we've talked strategy where, yeah, we're going to see this thing charge up. I'm hoping for 80K today. I'm hoping for at least a brand new all-time high. I know we got a fresh one last night. I'm fucking greedy, right? I'm ready to see a new all-time high today. 80K. Let's push there. But we know that over the course of the next 2 months, we will.
Here's my little prediction. We're gonna go 76K, little pullback. Then we go to 84K, little pullback, and then we go to euphoria. Valhalla, baby! And then Trump gets into office, and we have a big sell-off. That's it. It aligns perfectly with the Bitcoin halving schedule. 9 months to the day was, I think, December 10th or 11th or so. When's Trump get in office? A month later?
January 15th, I think.
Yeah,
It's like
so
it's either the 15th or the
there'll be a
21st is inauguration day.
We'll have the blow off top, probably above 120, 160, and then we'll have our contentment period for a month or two. Trump gets into office, and we have a sell-off. Like, it's perfect lineup for it.
I love it.
Absolutely fucking picture perfect.
Boom. Man, I'm just really excited for the next couple months. I know that we're going to have a great rest of the quarter four. What you got, Hash?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Just this chart that I posted up in the top. Elections coincide with halvings. The lowest Bitcoin ever is in the cycle is election week. This has happened 3 times in a row. I expect it to continue happening. I'm usually very bearish, so I do want to caution people, as I always do. Don't let your euphoria, run too rampant today. This is a long-term kind of thing. Like, if you believe in crypto, like, yes, 2 months, sell the rumor. Like, we're going to have volatility that happens, but I don't think that we're going to have again, black swan event excluded. I don't think we're going to have some kind of massive sell-off where we see 50,000 Bitcoin again. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. And when Trump comes in, do I think that there'll be some kind of correction in January? Maybe, but there's so many other factors. Again, you Americans and your very centric American theories, but the rest of the world also impacts this shit. And although the president of the U.S. is important, I mean, it's decided. It's over. He's going to be president. What he's going to do is, like, I think pretty irrelevant to crypto in the grand scheme. I think it will be good, but like marginal good. And so I don't see a world where the news is that he won. This is the rumor is that he won, and the news is that he comes into office. Will there be a pullback? Of course, there's pullbacks all the time during a bull run. Like, we're going to see 10% pullbacks for sure. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to have an opportunity to buy at 50K again in January, I think that that's a mistaken theory, personally.
So the rumor you'd have to look at it like what Trump said that he was going to do. Now he's in office, so everybody's excited, buying a little more Bitcoin. And what he actually does is what the news is going to be. So that's what I'm looking at.
Right. Let's use a very specific example, right? He said he's going to buy 1% of Bitcoin. Okay. And then he comes into office and he doesn't do that. The markets are going to react. Or
he says, okay, we're going to buy 1% of Bitcoin, but over 15 years.
What we have,
right? He could still, like, oh, that's not what we expected, and so the price goes down. I agree. I do think that there will be a sell-off. I just don't think that it's going to be that impactful.
Don't we already have? We've already got a percent.
We'll come down. We'll probably come. The impact is almost set in code. What we do see is the pullbacks are always the old all-time highs. So a $64,000 pullback is probably right where we're at here. Probably 70K is probably going to be the lowest of the lows in the next cycle, and on we go. Like, it'll bounce up and go back up to 100K and bounce down. Probably come down to 70K. That's the cycle, man. Like, you can look at the charts from before. I know it doesn't always follow, but if you look, it's all-time highs and all-time lows usually are the cyclical numbers that you look at. So I'm thinking 70K is probably going to be our bottom in the next cycle.
I love that. I think, anybody can get behind that. I mean, it's like, no matter what, unless we have, again, a black swan event, pretty much everybody's going to be in profit, moving forward. Nobody should hopefully get toasted. If you're in now, obviously people who get later they're the exit liquidity. We're not worried about them at this moment. I'm worried about you guys, and I want you guys to win. That's all. What you got, Neil?
Well, I just want to say happy post-election Wednesday to everybody. I got to run, take care of a pre-bid meeting, so y'all take it easy, and I'll be looking for y'all tonight.
All right, my guy. Speaking of tonight, this is a really good. We'll probably do another room reset in a few minutes, but I'm gonna take that opportunity just so everybody who's listening understands what's going on. Guys, first off, thank you so much for joining us. This is Web3 Breakfast. We do this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you are watching on YouTube, smash the like, and if you're watching on X, very delicately, because I know you guys have very soft fingers. It's not easy for you guys to like videos on X for some reason. That's okay. So just very lightly, if you can, touch the heart. And if you are in the space, would appreciate if you guys go to the bottom right, hit the multiplier, as we call it. To me, it's a purple pill, but not to everybody. And so we call it the multiplier. Go down there, hit that. Let's bring some more friends in here. We're going to talk about gaming, crypto, all that. Today's kind of like we're going to talk about everything. And so appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. We got a new president coming in. We've got a new all-time high in Bitcoin. Hopefully we'll hit another one today. Things are looking good after the market opening. Matthew, I see you popped in here. If you want to come on up and chat, you are more than welcome to. I want to let you know I am a straight degen. I got myself accidentally into a 50x long, and I am fucking crushing it. Let's go. Go ahead, KT.
Oh, hey, yeah. I gotta drop my my son, who is a senior in high school, decided that he and his girlfriend needed to take the next step, so they bought a puppy.
Oh,
they are in school right now, and this thing's scratching around the door, so I gotta take it out.
all right.
You guys have a phenomenal day, and I had an idea for you. Go figure out what RFK's pizza is. What's he want on it? I think that'd make a hell of a discussion.
Congrats on your new puppy.
Yeah, that's right. My puppy. All right. Have an awesome day, you guys.
Later,
Congrats.
brother. Good to hear from you.
Yep.
All right. GM. What's up, Matthew?
I just got to say,
Oh.
that fucking election was rigged.
Florida man yells at election results. Landslide, brother. People were talking, it's going to be days, man. Days before this thing's decided. Fuck that. It was decided last night. The country said enough is enough of this bullshit. Enough.
There's massive voting fraud everywhere.
Deal with it. Guess what? We had to deal with it for 4 years, so suck it up, put on your big boy panties, and fucking deal with it.
That's what we got to do from now on.
What?
Our elections are just always rigged.
I think, listen,
Here's
I think
a question for you guys.
I think that we could build a strong enough case over the last 2 elections that we could successfully get blockchain implemented for the United States presidential election in 2028 if we present it well enough and to the right people.
I really don't
That
think
is
elections are rigged.
such a fucking ridiculous statement, J. James.
Thank you. Thanks for calling my bullshit.
We can't even use it to order our kids' lunches at schools, and you want to put it into fucking voting systems? You're outrageous.
That was kind of listen. I dream big. Somebody once said, "Dream big." Especially if you're a small person. No, that was a show, right? Little People in a Big World. But I think you're still supposed to dream big. I'm messing up the quote.
Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you land among the stars, something like that.
Oh, I like that.
So because some states didn't require, voter IDs, how many Tesla robots do you think were actually voting?
How many what?
Tesla robots.
I think that there was probably more lizard people, and definitely more lizard people that got the vote than.
Wouldn't the lizard people be voting for Kamala though?
Probably. Shout out to my YouTube chat. Gary, we got Gary, Mike, Morehart, everybody. Mike Vollmer, no, I did not close that long. That thing is still fucking wide open. You guys know I'm raw dogging this thing. I have no stop on. Well, no. That's not true. I have a stop. Now I have a stop in the profit that's going to give me $1,500 because I'm up like $3,200 on this trade. So I kind of feel like at some point
That's awesome. Where did you get your entry at?
73, low 73.
Couldn't you just close it, take your profit, and then just start a new one like right now?
I could, but if it doesn't dip back down to that 73 level, then I won't have as good as an entry. Now things are pumping, things will dip. I just, when I will have to stay, I don't want to say stay glued to the charts, but I'm going to want to watch and just see kind of when the momentum swings or when like the exhaustion starts to happen.
I'm sorry, I'm being so combative today, J. Chains.
You're
but,
good.
It's pretty standard. Why don't you close it and just reopen it at the exact same place? Then you have your profits, put your stop loss at 73, and have a new long that opens at 72.9. And then you've taken your profits. You like why not? Like I get what you're
from a
saying,
tax
that,
perspective.
Like, your entry from a tax perspective, fine, but I don't think that's what he's worried about.
Not at all.
He should be, because that's how you got to protect gains.
Sure.
Well,
but
at the
that's
end of the
not what he
day,
said.
at the
He
end of the
said
day,
that
this
he's
is
losing his position at 73.
At the
which
end
is
of the
not.
day, this is definitely more of a 2025 problem anyway. So not worried.
Yeah. So lock in those profits, open a new long, put a stop loss in at 73, and then have another long open at 72.8.
You guys are just so reasonable.
Yeah, you're about to go to one of the most expensive places on earth.
I sold Whitney. See, now that's the thing. Like, well,
Dolls.
now I said to Winnie, I was like, here's the deal. Like if I snack like a nice little 20K Paparuski today, like we are gonna have some fucking fun in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll rent a
Better be a
Lambo for
fucking
the
tiger.
family. We'll have a good time. Although that'll be tough. I don't think you can put 3 people on a Lambo.
Don't hotel rooms cost
You definitely
20K
can't.
to buy?
Is there a possibility that we go down from here when we open?
Market's open, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. I missed.
Yeah, market's open. Dow's up 1,200 points, 1,300 points. It's bad shit.
We're the Pumpamentos, baby. You know what we should have? You know what's crazy that I didn't think? I thought about it this morning. That's the problem with waking up at 3 in the morning is that I had great ideas then, and 5 hours later, when the show starts, I just forgot to execute it. But definitely wanted to open up the show with you got to pump it up. I mean, what the heck? Forgot all about it.
Expected they're eating the cats, but I'll take that.
You gotta pump it up. So I mean, I like your guys' plan. I mean, listen, take the 3K, walk away, live to fight another day.
No, don't walk away. Open a new position.
That's what I mean. Like
You're
close this
literally
one.
not limiting anything. You're just you're locking in your profits now, and then opening another long position to capture any future value you might get that you would have gotten anyway.
You guys, we're pushing on a new all-time high. You guys don't think that I should just let this thing fucking ride? Scared money don't make no money. And I've been scared.
But you're not.
Let's talk about this.
You're not doing any.
James.
You're not doing anything different than you would be doing by leaving the position open. The only thing you're doing is basically adding a stop loss where we are right now. It'd be like if you put a take profit and then immediately open a trade again at the exact same level. You're not changing any of your risk tolerance. You're doing the exact same thing. The only difference is that your account will go up by the $3,000, and the new trade that you go into, you won't be in profit already. But it makes no difference to your bottom line.
That's a good point. All right.
Yeah.
You also won't be at 50x leverage.
That's a good point. I will not. I would definitely, because that was an accident. It was a complete accident.
Yeah, you got to put that 200 on that bitch.
I know. I'm so I'm so
kidding.
lucky.
I'm fucking kidding.
I am so lucky because I threw 100%. Like that's what I do. I put it to 50x and I put 100% of my account into, because all I wanted to do was create that order so that I could then start doing my moon math, right? So this was completely an accidental thing that I did. Like I was just trying to do moon math, and ultimately, I'm going to get a 100% trade out of this thing. But it would be wise. It would be wise to take it, skedaddle, and then
open a new position, and then work from there. Close half of it.
No, see,
half of it.
I'm a all or nothing kind of guy. That's just
close all of it. Open another position at 20x leverage.
I love it.
On leverage plays, you could DCA out for sure.
But that's not what he likes to do. He wants fucking hard in and hard out.
Take some profits. I personally think that we're going to go to 76 today. From what I've looked at these charts over and over and over again, 76. Then we have a pullback. J-Chains. That's your play, bro.
I also have a fib at 76.
That's what I'm using. Fib extensions and retracements. At this point, that's all you can use, right? You can look at all the accumulation zones. You could look at where we've popped. You can look at time zones, fib time zones, and kind of get a good estimate on where we're going. That's it. That's all we have now. We got nothing to judge by because we're hitting those all-time highs. So giddy up, motherfuckers. Let's go. Price discovery. That's it.
Let them cook.
It's the best time.
Let
best
this
time
boy
to be
cook.
in crypto, man, and it's right on time. I know a lot of people in the community have been calling this for a long time, saying it was going to be a magical December, and we're here, man. We're here.
Well, we still got November to get through, which is very exciting. That if we're kicking off a brand new all-time high in November, we know that the rest of quarter four, in my opinion, probably leading up until the end of it, maybe the last 2 weeks, things maybe get dicey as people start to take some profits off the table for the tax purposes. If that's even a thing this year, who knows? Maybe we're just all going into hyperdrive because we've got the new administration and we're all just going to be Giga Chad jillionaires.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's going to be the fun part for next year, trying to figure out all the fucking tax and shit.
Day change is definitely a Giga Chad.
Thank you. I will take that as a
A
compliment.
based one.
I appreciate that. I know a lot of people might not like that. They would probably feel bad if somebody called them that, but I will take that with a badge of honor. And so I appreciate you. That's it. What else is going on, guys? How else are we feeling?
Dude,
What do you guys think about Dana White? What do you think about Dana White being in the Trump cabinet?
As what?
I don't know. I don't think they announced it, but he was like up there with all the cabinet members up on stage, looking quite nervous too.
I think it's really interesting. It'd be interesting what kind of position you could give him. I don't understand if that would be good. Is there someone who's like a liaison to industries or whatever? I don't know.
One thing I'm really excited for is you see Elon Musk and what he's accomplished with all of the regulatory scrutiny he's had and all that, and imagine if that gets relieved, the things he can accomplish without all the hurdles that he's had to go through.
And if he comes some kind of treasury role or something, what do you think that's going to do to Dogecoin?
Dogecoin was up 20% yesterday.
See, now that whole thing is crazy to me, and there's got to be something there more than what I think or what I care to actually. I don't know. The whole Doge thing annoys me. The Department of Government Efficiency. There's not going to be any kind of relevance to the actual Dogecoin because of it. Is it just because of his love for Doge? Is that what that means? Is this all just a fucking ruse?
He's a fucking meme master, right? Of course, it has some relevance.
That was definitely some autism shit that he put out there. I think I don't even know if he worked on that or just shared it from somebody else. But I think a treasury role for the world's richest man would be a bold and kind of a smart move. And Elon would have to relinquish a lot of his power within SpaceX and Tesla and all sorts of things to take that kind of role. But it's going to be interesting to see where they land him with all the things that he's doing.
Who's the biggest holder of Doge?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Who gives
Gary
a fuck?
Gensler gets fucking fired.
Doge
And
ain't
Elon
shit.
Musk is the new SEC.
Sorry, I was just talking shit on Doge. Go ahead.
No, I thought the SEC was the biggest holder of Doge. No,
I have absolutely no idea.
I didn't make that up. I heard that. I read that from somewhere. I don't know
I
exactly.
don't think
I'm not joking.
I don't think they're a holder of anything. The SEC.
Well, maybe confiscated.
Like
Maybe
US
I don't know
dollar.
what, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they just outright mine.
Yeah, but if they confiscate, I don't think that goes to the department, the FCC. It probably goes to another department.
I see. Let me ask you guys a question, super quick. I mean, I know I joined the conversation a bit late, so I'm not entirely sure if anybody has been speaking about interest rate cuts. But has anybody done any research historically on interest rate cuts and what that typically does to the markets?
Well, yeah, I mean, it should do very well for them. It should help us out, right? But
cut rates and loans go up, and people buy Bitcoin with their loans. So.
Right. And if you look at the charts, I've got a chart. Maybe I'll post it, and it kind of just lines up various markets with interest rate cuts, and every single time, 100% of the times there were interest rate cuts, significant cuts from 4% down to 1 or 0%. There was always a market dump every single time, 100% of the times. I know a lot of us, most of us, maybe most of you, like everybody here possibly, might think or feel like it's just logical for things to go up when interest rates go down. But the trouble is, as we all likely know, anytime there's an urge to lower interest rates, it's because there is actually a problem with the economy. And I'm not here to necessarily educate. I'm just saying, if you do your own research on the idea, like I once kind of just thought about it and believed that it made sense that prices would go up because people would start borrowing more money. But people would borrow more money knowing that interest rates are going down. They're in no rush to borrow money at 2% or 3% when they can wait an extra 5 or 6 months and just borrow money at 1% or 0%. So I'm just saying, maybe I'll post it later. I got to get on the computer, but like literally in every instance of significant rate cuts, 50 basis points, 70.75 basis points, whatever, 75 basis points and leading down from 3, 4, 5% inflation down, 100% of the time there's a market drop, 30%, 40%. So I would just say DYOR on that, and don't be like me, just kind of assuming, putting 1 and 2 together and saying, oh, that equals 3, but there's like some other number that I'm just not really paying attention to in there.
Maybe in the short term you're going to have these drops, but long term assets always go up.
100%.
Interest rates go down. So like if you look at, sorry, 1 second. If you look at like, the housing market, I think the housing market might take a little longer because people are going to wait till the end of this cutting regime to like, get a mortgage and for a long-term lock-in. I think that's what's happening here in Canada. Like you have people are just waiting the market out, just waiting for these interest rates to keep cutting before they get into a mortgage because they know it's going to be better in 2025, 2026.
I totally agree. Yeah, I'm out here, sipping on some scissor as well. Over here at
for every interest rate cut, you get a little bit of like relief for everybody that has credit card debt, everybody that has a loan that's paying interest. So more discretionary income for people they'll have it, so they'll be able to spend on more things. Like the first thing you start to see, like when people don't have extra money, is they don't go out to movies, they don't go out to dinners, they don't go out and do the extracurriculars. You're going to start seeing that coming back in the economy. People are going to have some extra money to spend, and it's like a trickling down effect, right? Like as the interest rates go down, people that savvy investors will take loans out to buy assets because you use your debt, or if you're debasing the currency, your debt's going to get weaker over time because the dollar's going to be shittier. For people that are not, just normal retail investors, everybody's credit card debts, car payments, maybe not car payments because you're locked into those, but any sort of loan you're going to be paying less interest on. You're going to feel sigh of relief, maybe a little bit more extra money to put into the market.
Okay, so do you jump in now, or do you wait like 3 to 4 months for rates to likely go lower before you decide to borrow?
I don't think there's been a significant amount, at least in the US. Canada's already cut a bunch of times. I have loans that I bought Bitcoin miners with, and I've seen my loan has gone down like $400 a month just from these cuts so far, and there's still going to be like another 1.25% in the next year or so. So like if I'm feeling the difference, I can just imagine somebody that has a credit card. That's like the worst debt you can possibly have, right? The high interest. So it's going to go down. People are going to feel a lot more relief on their bills.
I'm totally with it. I totally agree. I'm just feeling like maybe now is not the time to dive in the market. Like, yes, sure.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, like I think we had a lot of time over the past year and a half or two, roughly, to be in Bitcoin, at least in Bitcoin, and then of course Solana just ripping as well alongside Bitcoin. Jumping in now to me feels so like it's super hyped to see 75K, 74, whatever number, but it also feels like, man, it's
I'll be honest with you.
As well.
Well,
like this market right now, like we're starting a bull market. Like I'm really not buying much more crypto. I'm going to be actually stashing cash and getting ready for the next bear market.
what the fuck just happened? Wow. I think the space just rugged. That was wild. Damn. Well, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, that sucks. What the fuck? What the fuck, Twitter? YouTube's still good. All right. Well, shit. I'll still chat with you guys here for a minute here, and then I guess we can wrap it up. I won't start another space. That always sucks when that happens. So we'll cut that one done for the day, and then just chat for a second here. Man, I really wanted to hear Justin's opinion. I know he's a Bitcoin guy. I wanted to hear his opinion about what he expects for like the next day and next 24 to 48 hours with Bitcoin. Because I'll tell you what, man. Let's pop open the chart ski here, because this thing is looking. Well, I'll just pull open Femex, right, so you guys can see. Let me go to a bigger screen here. There you go. This is what we're looking at right now. I got the 5-minute chart open. As you guys know, I'm I've got my eyes like a hawk are on this. So I got here. You can see exactly what I got going on. Right now I got about 1,200 and something ducks in profit. The trade itself is worth 2.125 Bitcoin. So it's like $150,000 is what's on the line with the leverage and all that stuff. So yeah, 2.125 value 155. So about 156,000 is what the trade value is. So if we could do some damage on here, that'll be great for the old trading account. But at the end of the day, you know, I kind of feel like it might be really time to get out of this thing, only because I would love to secure at least $1,000 in profit. And you know, if this thing does drop, then we'll just get a new entry. So I'm gonna watch this thing for just a few more minutes, and then I mean, I'd love to take $1,000 off the table, but you know, we gotta let this thing breathe a little bit. And there we go. We lost the $1,000 level right there. Now we are looking at about 840. But we'll listen. At the end of the day, this thing's gonna go back up. We know what's gonna happen today. So I'll be back at 4 p.m. That sucks about the space. I fucking there you go. It drives me crazy. I've been having issues with the Bluetooth and all that stuff, so I feel like the connection was a little glitchy over here anyway. So I will be back at 4 p.m. guys. It is Wednesday. There is the gaming night tonight for Web3 breakfast. So make sure you check in with the Modern Canadian Mike's account there. And that's it. That's it, guys. Short show today, apparently. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you at 4. Let's go.